Hi guys, and welcome back to Maltbox, the non-chill filtered whiskey blog. I'm Andy and I'm back here today with another whiskey review. Yes, I'm still in the hostage situation with the terrible background, but here we are. Once I finish the office, which is the next room that I started this week, then I will be transporting up there until eventually at some point later in the year, this will be the whiskey room. This is going to be lovely and dark and full of shelving, a bit like the Slytherin common room if they were all addicted to whiskey. Now, the whiskey I'm going to be looking at today is not going to be a stranger to 99% of you. It is a whiskey that I actually already reviewed about 5 years ago before the great hiatus of 20 whatever it was. Now, it's also a whiskey that's basically had a lot of aplomb in the last 5 years as well, to be fair. It's always been a popular dram, it always has, but I think in recent years, people have been turning to it, not just out of necessarily nostalgia, but the fact that it is a quality whiskey at a good price. It's a great whiskey that a lot of new whiskey drinkers can now turn to. And it wasn't around when I started drinking whiskey, because the distillery hadn't been going long enough to make an age statement that this whiskey is, shall we say. It won first place at the 2021 Oswars, the first Oswars, the online Scotch Whisky Awards. It smashed it. It won, I think, in 2 categories from memory. I could be wrong, but overall it won Best Scotch Single Malt. It's this. It's the Arran 10. Now, look, guys, I know, I've already said I reviewed this like 5 years ago. I think I even reviewed it on Affordable Whiskey Reviews, like in about 2012 or something stupid. Like the original one that was like black and grey. But this is the latest iteration of it. I've been through probably, more bottles of the Arran 10 than I've eaten. Not going to say hot dinners because that's just fundamentally untrue. Because I do love a good hot dinner. Now look, I just wanted to do this review because again I've not looked at it for a while. As I mentioned in the King's Inch review, my whiskey stocks are somewhat limited, and I'm kind of turning when I'm not going and picking up boxes and bringing them here. I'm kind of turning back to whiskies that I've always drunk. Like, even, yeah, it's nice to have a relatively sizable, by some standards, whiskey collection, but at the same time there are some in there that I know that I'm just not going to drink for the foreseeable future, that I'm saving for that ever elusive special occasion. Like, I've got a 21-year-old independent bottled Ardbeg from years ago that I paid 60 quid for at the time, and I know for a fact now, if you try and get a 21-year-old Ardbeg, it'll probably start with a 6, but it won't be 60. And to offset what I'm not drinking and what I don't have in the house, I'm buying like the Arran 10, I'm buying the Pulteney 12, because do you know what? I still like them, and I always will like them. I always have liked them. And I think that's the thing with whiskey. Yeah, once you get into it, great, but just kind of don't forget the ones that got you started. They're still there and they're still great. And a lot of the time they're still very affordable because they're the ones that producers have a lot of capacity to produce for you. Pulteney 12, I hope to God, for example, is going to be around for a long time because I'm sick to death of seeing things go from 12 to 10 or 8 or 12 to some stupid name. Yeah, no age statements. Yeah, we've done all that years ago. We all hate no age statements, or we hated them. Now they're great. Everyone loves them again now. But this to me is a proper whiskey. This is just a whiskey that I'll always have in. It's a whiskey that consistently surprises me. It consistently makes me happy. It does. I mean, yeah, spoiler alert, what are we, 5 minutes into this review? I've not even touched the whiskey yet. I like this whiskey. I think you will like this whiskey, and allow me to take you through a bit of a shambolic bus journey of a ride to show you why I think this is a very good whiskey. Now, this is bottled at 46%. It is non-chill filtered. It is natural colour. It has always been that way because, in the words of the Mandalorian, this is the way. Okay? Now, a nice light amber. Now, previous batches of this stuff and previous iterations of this stuff were a lot lighter. They were. And when they changed to this branding and this look from the old one, or not even the old one, from the previous one, which was green, you had like different colours. So the Arran 10 was like pastel green with a dark green band. The 15 was blue. The 14, sorry, was blue. In fact, I might have switched to purple. And the 18 might have been purple. But either way, it doesn't matter. Now, Arran have also recently released a whiskey from their sister distillery. Okay, now, it's going to be interesting to see what the next few years hold for Arran and its sister distillery, purely because it's one of the few bastions of independent Scotch left. Yes, it's been great. There's been a massive whiskey boom in the last 10 or so years with new distilleries popping up here, there and everywhere. But realistically, there's still a massive emphasis, I would say, on the wider Scotch world with distilleries that are owned by big conglomerates. Now, it's not a bad thing. They're the ones that got Scotch on the map in a lot of ways. A lot of the drams that we first tried as whiskey drinkers were probably produced by one of the big companies, and that's fine. I still drink whiskey made by some of those big companies. It's not a bad thing. But I really like what Arran have always done and continue to do. Now, on the nose. It is soft, but it is also firm. It is spicy, but it is also not. It is fruity, but it is also savoury. It's lovely. It's like cereal, maltiness. Arran has always had this character, and I'm not the first one to say it, I won't be the last. Cereals, honey, tropical fruit, and that is exactly what I still get in this dram. And it's something that I always go back to because that ticks a lot of my flavour boxes. It's kind of, the honey there, the tropical fruit, like a charred pineapple kind of thing going on. The maltiness is still there, as it always has been. Arran's always had this wonderful kind of biscuity aroma to it. It's quite fresh as well. And a little bit of spice. There's just so many layers to it. It's 10 years old. It's 10 years old. It's 10 years old and it's already very, very complex. Now, on the palate. Decent mouthfeel, but admittedly, I have had better. Straight in with some spice, a bit of pepper, and then the tropical fruit kicks in again. The maltiness comes back, that biscuit note, and then all of a sudden, like flipping a coin, it just turns straight back to the tropical fruit and sweetness and honey into a lovely, warm, but softly spiced finish. This is not alcohol burn. This is not unpleasant. This is not meant to be like this. This is exactly what it's meant to be like. It's not the strength, it's just warm, it's fruity, it is delicious. I'm still talking to you and I can feel the air moving around my mouth. And every time air passes over my tongue, I'm getting that pineapple back. I'm getting even some mango, which sounds daft, doesn't it? Mango and pineapple from a whiskey made in Scotland. But that's the wonder of whiskey. It's all about your own flavour experiences. Not everyone's probably tried mango. You might find something completely different in here to me. I hope you do. Because the thing with the Arran 10, you can find it. You can always, generally speaking, you can always find it. It isn't a whiskey for the elite. It's not a Macallan in a crystal decanter, stuck in a wooden box and sold for 6 figures. It's just like, it's 40 or 50 quid. Yeah, it used to be cheaper. It really did. It used to be, God, in the 30s. But in fairness, I mean, look where we are at the minute. Everything's more expensive. However, if you can find this, guys, if you've never tried this before, you've got to try it. This is a whiskey that everybody should try, in my opinion. If you're into whiskey, you need to try an Arran 10. You do. It's a rite of passage. It is a rite of passage. And for a distillery that was only founded in the late 90s, that is a testament to what these guys have done. It really is. Again, fruit, spice, honey, cereal, and then the switch at the same time, every time, and I love that. I love that I know this whiskey and I feel like it knows me. It's like, I know what you want. I got you. I know what you want. I'm like, oh, Arran. Ah, dear me. So, as you can tell, guys, I like the Arran 10. I always have done. I always will do. Thanks for watching. See you soon.